Hi everyone, I'm Casey.
I'm Joe.
And we're the McCarthys. So we have another recipe for you today, and it's lasagna. We kind of make a lot of Italian foods, eh?
Yeah, I love lasagna.
Joe's favorite is lasagna. So we've always made lasagna. I've made it for years, and
the best lasagna I've ever eaten in my life. That's what Casey makes.
Thank you. So we used to make this, and I bet you we had it up to probably 20 points per piece.
Yeah, the old way we used to make it, yeah.
Easily. Plus we added meat. This time we're doing a vegetarian lasagna, so there's no meat in this one, and that's because Joe doesn't care for meat in it. He doesn't really like ground beef or any type of beef. So if it were up to me, I would put ground beef in it, but he likes it without any meat at all. But I think it's actually going to be really good. So not only is this this is our first time making it this way. I always make everything with 3 layers whenever I make my lasagna. And this time we've decided to change it up. We want to make it calorie friendly and point friendly. So what are we doing?
We're using zucchini noodles.
Yes. So we have zucchini noodles this time. So you cut these.
Yeah.
So you cut them on the, is it called a mandalay?
Yeah, and the mandalay, I set it on a number 2.
Yep.
And they're pretty thin.
Yeah, they're pretty thin, but they're still like a noodle. They're very similar to an actual noodle. So what we've decided to do was, so that we could still have the lasagna taste, we have 1 layer of noodle, like real noodle, and then the other 2 layers are going to be zucchini noodles, so it should be delicious. Yes. But we've never had this before, so this is a sneak peek for you too.
Witness the real reaction.
Okay, so it's really, really simple. All you need is a marinara sauce or a meat sauce, totally up to you. So we're doing a marinara sauce, so just my tomato sauce. And we have ricotta cheese. If I wasn't making this for Joe, I would probably put inside the ricotta cheese some spinach, but he doesn't like it, so I keep it out. You're gonna need Parmesan cheese, you're gonna need shredded mozzarella cheese, and then just your noodles, basically. So, how I start off is, I'm just gonna do a 1/2 cup of sauce on the bottom. So I just like to put a little bit of sauce. I don't put a ton on the very bottom. It's just so that nothing really sticks to the bottom. And I'm using my Pampered Chef Baker's stone. And actually, this is the first time I'm making a lasagna in my stone too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big science experiment.
Yeah, on camera. Okay. So this is where I'm gonna put, instead of a layer of noodles, I'm gonna put a layer of zucchini noodles. So we figure that we're gonna need about 6 noodles per layer. I'm just changing up the directions so that I'm changing up the directions so it fits better, but I'm also not overlapping it. I'm just laying them next to each other. And we'll go this way. Might need a little bit more than 6. Good thing we made more.
Yeah.
We made extra just in case, because we've never made it in here and we've never used zucchini noodles before, so we didn't know how much we would need. But if I use my glass one, I know exactly how many noodles, I know everything.
If we wait 1 more week, we'll have zucchini in our garden.
Yes.
We had our first cucumbers yesterday.
Yep, we had, and they were really good. Actually, here's some leftover of it.
Yeah.
It was really good. We couldn't believe how big they got, and so quickly. So I'm positive in the next few weeks we're gonna have tons. So that was a half a cup of sauce on the bottom layer. Then I put zucchini, and now it's just a half a cup of sauce on top of the zucchini. So it's probably gonna be less points than we thought because we're only doing 1/2 a cup per layer. So then I take a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese and I shake that all over. Now, because we're on C260, we not only want to keep the points low, but we also want to keep the calories low. So 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese is 50 calories, right? 1 tablespoon is 25 calories? On the container it says 2 tablespoons? Because
3 tablespoons is 75 calories. So, one tablespoon is only 25 calories.
Oh.
A serving is 2 tablespoons.
But did you know that 2 tablespoons is only 1 point? but 1 tablespoon is 1 point.
Yes.
So a lot of people would probably go for the 2nd tablespoon.
Sure, why not?
But yeah, I'll do that on top. I'll put more on top. Then I have my ricotta cheese. So I'm gonna see at the end how much ricotta cheese I actually use, but I took out 3/4 of a cup. And all I do is I basically put it on my spoon like this, and I just shovel it off. And I know that I want to make about 8 pieces out of this. So I try to place it where I know that it's gonna be inside each piece.
So in the center of each piece, you have a nice little hunk of ricotta cheese.
And I do try to spread it out a little so it's not so much of a hunk. Now, babe, do you want this on each layer? Because I typically don't put it on each layer. You don't want me to change it?
No. Keep it the way you always do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing we're really changing is the noodles.
Right.
Yeah.
My hands are clean. We're good.
Are you sure?
Positive. So this is what that looks like. So I know that when I cut it, it's gonna, each piece is at least gonna have some ricotta cheese.
Yeah.
Then you can do the cheese. So this is a cup of cheese. So let's see how much cheese we actually need for this. I figure a cup of cheese per layer. Just like a pizza.
I never made pizza.
You do now, don't you?
Yeah. But you usually do this part.
Yeah, I always do.
I make the dough.
Yes, that's your part.
I like mixing it.
I never do that part, ever. Do you think that's enough cheese?
Yeah.
Or would you go more?
No,
That's good. Okay, so the next layer we're gonna do is our actual noodles. So for the longest time, I always bought the ready-bake noodles, and we always thought the lasagna was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided one day I was going to cook them first, but not the ready-bake, but just the regular kind. 100 times better.
Way better.
I will never use ready-bake again.
Nope.
The taste and the texture of the lasagna, so much better. So these are cooked, and what I do is after I cook them, instead of adding oil to them so that they don't stick together, I put them in an ice bath. And look, no sticking together at all. So you're saving calories. So ever since we started WW, I try to do things a little bit differently so we don't need as many noodles or, carbs, things like that. So I used to overlap these, but now I try to kind of not overlap them as much so that you use less. And then at the end here, so it looks like, babe, we're only going to be using 5 pieces instead of 6 like we thought. Let's just rip this off. There. So there's what that looks like there. And then we keep going back to our layering. So
we'll calculate the calories and the points while it's cooking.
yes, we always do that.
While we're doing our Monday night meeting with Dave Richards.
Dave, can't wait. We love our Dave.
Yep.
So this is actually 1 cup that I'm putting on this instead of half of a cup. So now this is a total of 2 cups.
You did half.
Yeah, no, I did half, 1.
Oh, this is 1 cup.
Bizarre, right?
That was 1.
Okay, so here's 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese.
So you're at 2 cups of sauce so far.
Yes. And I think I'm gonna add another one. Now that I know it's only 25 calories.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 50.
Mm-mm.
I think I've been marking it wrong this whole time.
No.
Could have ate more.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Okay, and then the cheese. Again, another cup of cheese here. These bowls actually hold exactly a cup. We measured it. So it's just a layering process, really. And again, it's super easy. And we used to shred our own cheese, and yes, it costs less, and yes, it's easier or whatever. But because we're a fast-paced family and we're always working, and it's just easier to buy the shredded. And it's 2 for $5.
We've also been having trouble finding the light cheese in a brick.
Very difficult time.
Yeah.
We have to drive around and go to all kinds of different stores. So we're like, forget it.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing my layer of zucchini again. So what I did with my zucchini is Joe cut it, and then I put it on a tray. This one has parchment paper, this one has a liner. And what I did was I salted them, and it makes them sweat. That's my best way of describing it. Then I take a paper towel and I just pat them dry, flip them over, salt them again, and then they sweat again, pat them dry, and then I threw them in the oven for 5 minutes each side, and it just took the, like it's very, see how it's very floppy, it's more like a noodle.
Yeah, turned it to a noodle.
Exactly.
Loosened them up a bit.
I think I'll enjoy them better like this. And I'm just overlapping them just a little bit. Although they're zucchini, you could probably add as much as you wanted. Because they are 0 points.
Yeah, 0 points and
very little calories.
We weighed all the zucchini to check the calories, and there's a total of 62 calories of zucchini. That's it.
Yeah. But we did use a few extra. Because I only accounted for 6 and 6, and we ended up using, I think, 8 and 8.
Okay.
So we'll just figure out the math. So still,
I'll fix it.
So low. Do you want more sauce on that, or you think we're good? This is the top layer, so I only ever do 3 layers. My mom prefers it 2 layers, so whenever I make my mom a lasagna, I just make it 2 layers. I don't know why. My mom's not a big eater, and she just likes her food a little. So we just make her 2 layers. She loves it.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's enough sauce too.
Yeah.
So that was 2.5 cups of sauce.
Yeah.
So this is my top layer. Put my Parmesan cheese again. I feel like I'm forgetting something because there's no meat in it. I feel off. I'm gonna go for another tablespoon. So I'll have to change that on the tablespoons on this too.
That's okay. I just want to eat.
Yeah, we're starving.
It's almost 7 o'clock. I'm starving.
Joys of working. Okay, and then our last cup of cheese. So this is light cheese. If you can find lighter cheese, great, you can make this even less. We figured that we could probably get each piece around 7 points with switching to noodles, but we are gonna figure out the math and let you know. So I always cover my lasagna with tin foil before I put it in the oven. I always cook my lasagna for 45 minutes, then I take off the tin foil, and then I put it on a low broil, and I let the top crisp up a little bit. Because Joe likes it crispy. I
love the crispy pieces.
Where it's funny because I don't. I like it more cheesy.
We should cut it differently. We should cut it a hole out of the center like a donut, and she can eat the middle, and I'll eat the edges.
Oh no.
And I'll get out the crispy parts.
Okay, so we're gonna throw this into an oven at 350 with tin foil on it, and we'll be back when it's ready to show you how it is and do a taste test. Hey guys, we're back. So for the past 45 minutes, our zucchini lasagna has been cooking, and I will be honest, it smells delicious.
Yeah,
it really smells good. Yes. So this is what it came out looking like. I hope you can see that. So what I did was I cooked it for 45 minutes on 350, and then I took the tin foil off, and I cooked it for probably another 10 minutes on a low broil. You would probably even like it more cooked, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna serve it up. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time we've ever tried it with zucchini. We've never made it this way, so this is a first for us as well.
And we did the points while we
let's talk about that.
On break at our meeting. It works out to 7 points per piece. And for calories, if you're on C260, it's 220 calories per piece.
Yes. And when you figured out the points, that was just on blue, right?
It doesn't change.
I don't think it changes if you're on green. I think it's all the same.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Everything else would be
Everything
the same.
counts.
Yeah. So you really got to cut it well, or else it stays. Now what I am noticing is because of the zucchini, it's a little bit more wet than it would typically be if it was a regular lasagna. But it still looks really good. Oh, and forks. So this is what it looks like here. It's very steamy. It looks delicious. Okay, now for the taste test. Let's see if we like this. It's a hit or a miss.
I can't eat my food that hot.
No, I can. I can eat food piping hot if you can't. It's really, really good.
Is it?
I think you're gonna like it.
I'm
I was
hungry.
a little bit worried because, you know, you don't like as many greens. But, and I don't even know if I noticed the noodle, the actual noodle in it. Do you taste it?
Mhm.
I'm gonna try another piece. It's hot. It's really hot. It's really, really, really good. And I would not like meat in this. Nope. Definitely wouldn't do meat in this.
No. It's delicious.
It is very tasty.
Yeah.
And even though it's juicier, it's really tasty.
I taste the noodle in it. I like the little bit of noodle in it.
I love it. I love the ricotta cheese in it. I love the ricotta cheese and the zucchini noodle mix together. It's excellent. I could eat 6 pieces of this. This half is mine, that half is yours.
That would be 28 points and 880 calories if you split it in half and each ate a half.
Technically 880 calories isn't that bad.
No, the calories is
No, because we work out enough.
Yeah.
So you guys, we highly recommend this. I love it. And any time in the past that I've ever recommended, oh, we should put zucchini noodles, or oh, we should do the zoodles, he has turned his nose up to it. But you've gotten better lately. What were you gonna say?
When we did dinner with the WWDs,
Yes.
and you
I
made
made eggplant.
well, that's eggplant, but still, they sort of taste the same. They don't
Eggplant
taste
and
that different.
zucchini are, I would even try this with eggplant.
Yeah.
We could even try that next.
Yeah. Once our eggplants are ready, we'll
Yes,
make it with
we'll
eggplant.
make it.
Now the recipe.
I rate this a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
love it. It's delicious. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
So it's our sauce and then just the zucchini noodles. So 1 layer of zucchini, 1 layer of regular noodles, and then another layer of zucchini noodles.
Yeah.
And it really cuts down the points because this with just noodles, I think was 16 points per
Yeah, it
piece
was-
or something
it was
like
steep.
that. But that was also with regular cheese.
Yeah.
The lowest we ever got it down to was 12 points with reduced fat cheese, and now we got it down to 7 points.
Yeah.
Bam. Awesome.
It's a keeper.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.